today's video is just kind of going to be a really quick update video, just off the back of a few other things that's going on. I just thought I'd put a little bit of a video update out there because it's easier than writing a really long email. So if you follow me on social media, or you read my blog, or you're on my emailing list, you'll see that I have started a podcast. So a few weeks ago I was looking for sort of some podcasts to listen to, and I just had a look to see if there was a podcast relating to bag making, and I couldn't find one. Obviously there's quite a few sewing podcasts out there, and while I have episodes on bag making and have people within the bag making community on their podcasts, there wasn't one that was specifically geared towards, you know, people who just do bag making. So those episodes could be sort of focusing on getting the fit on your garment right, or different ways of hemming, or that sort of thing, which for me, who I don't actually make clothes, I would just find I would skip those episodes. So yeah, so I thought, why not start one? So I have. So I'll put the link down in the description box down below. There's just one episode on there at the moment. I am going to try and get them out weekly. I'm not sort of stipulating a set date or anything like that they're going to be out until I get into the flow of it. But yeah, have a listen, tell me what you think, and yeah, we'll kind of see where it goes. I'd love to sort of get you know, just your average Joes on there. You know, obviously I'd really love to get some designers and other people who are sort of influential within the bag making community on there, but I'd love to get just, you know, people who are just like you and me, that are just sitting at their machine sewing, and find out what it is that got them into bag making, and what they love about it, and things that they've learned. And yeah, I just, you know, I want to know all the things. So yeah, have a listen and tell me what you think. So that's the first thing. While I was sort of doing some sort of not research, but just kind of looking into the podcast, it got me thinking on sort of what I want to do with the YouTube channel. Obviously, you know, if you've subscribed to me for a little while, you know that I've been a little bit sporadic with it for various reasons, and I really sort of want to get into a good flow of putting videos out there, but videos that are helpful. Like, I know some people really like these chatty update type videos, and I probably will do them periodically, but I do really want my channel to focus on helping people getting into bag making and helping people get started. So I've actually thought about running sort of a series on free patterns, so doing tutorials along with sort of patterns that are free. So if you're just getting into bag making, you're not going out and you're not spending, because some bag patterns are quite pricey. Pricey is the wrong word, because I do think they're worth it, but you know, some that I use can be sort of like £12 or £15, and I totally think that they're worth it. But if I bought them as an absolute newbie bag maker, I wouldn't have the know-how to probably do those bags justice. So I do really think that free bag patterns are an amazing way to get into bag making and to find which designers you like, because certain designers that, you know, I just don't like their patterns. I can't follow their way that they've put them across, and I very, very rarely would make one of their patterns. But then there's other pattern designers that I absolutely love, and I've probably found them through them releasing a free pattern. And obviously that's how designers kind of get their name out there as well, by, especially when they're starting, is by releasing free patterns, and they usually are aimed at beginners. So yeah, so that's, I'm thinking about doing basically a series of tutorials around patterns that you can go out, you can download for free. Like I say, they usually are, simple is probably the wrong word, but uncomplicated is probably a better word. But they do have really good things that can build your skills in them, sort of inserting zips, or you know, putting in slip pockets, that sort of thing. So that's my idea for sort of probably between now and Christmas is to maybe once a week try and get out a tutorial that, like I say, you can download the pattern for free. Usually the free patterns as well don't have a massive amount of hardware that they need. They're usually not massive amount of fabric, so you can sort of try them out. You can dip your toes into the, it's a little bit better than me masterclass faux pas the other day. Yeah, so you can dip your toes into the water of different designers and you can try different ones out. So that is my sort of thinking, as well as some shorter sort of masterclass sessions, so that if you are doing a bag and you want to add a slip pocket in, for argument's sake, and the pattern doesn't have a slip pocket, I'll have a little sort of mini sub tutorial on just fitting a slip pocket into a bag or a zipper pocket into a bag, or using rivets, or you know, anything. Give me ideas. Drop in the comments down below sort of what free patterns you found that you really like, especially if there's not many tutorials out there for them. I mean, it might be that the pattern designer doesn't allow them, and that's something that I'll have to check out, but it's certainly something I can look into. And let me know what little sort of mini tutorials that you would like for things like, say, adding zipper pockets and all of that sort of thing. So, you know, little mini tutorials, mini masterclasses, and that they're things that I can work on, because at the end of the day I want to do things that bring value to you, because you're the one investing your time watching my videos, which I do really appreciate. So yeah, that's a little update on the YouTube side. And other than that, sort of with the bag making supply business side, you will see, if you follow my website or my page, you will see there's been quite a few new things added over the last couple of weeks. I have just had quite a big restock on some hardware that's come in, so that's all been added to the website. I'm waiting on quite a big delivery of zipper tapes, so fingers crossed that will be end of this week, beginning of next at the latest. So yeah, that's sort of website business side of it. For those of us up in the northeast of England, as you can probably tell by my accent, I do run monthly socials, so we meet at Pension Masonic Hall once a month. All the details are on my website. If you go onto my homepage, there's a little snippet on my homepage, and you can click and you can go onto the big page. The next one's not until September, because the venue has a break over August. Obviously the people who are sort of like the caretakers of the venue work really hard, and it's not a, you know, this is my day off type job. I think they do work, you know, quite 24/7, and so yeah, so they get the whole of August off. So the venue is closed. So the next one is September the 17th. Again, details are all on the website of how you can book a space. It's a much bigger venue than the venue that I used to use, so the spaces are more, and I can kind of set the room up a little bit differently as well, so I can probably continue to increase spaces as well. So yeah, so that's the socials. It's basically just bring your own sewing project with you. It doesn't have to be bag making, it can be anything. If you're a dressmaker, if you're a quilter, if you just want to come in, if you're a knitter or crocheter, if you want to come and sit and do whatever it is that you want to do, but just have that sort of social aspect, you're welcome. It isn't just bag making related. Although obviously if you come in and you're making bags and you need any help and assistance and guidance, then I'm there for you to pick my brains. And there's always lots of cake and tea, coffee, and that sort of thing. So it's a lovely few hours. So the once a month on a Sunday, all the dates until the end of the year on the website. 10 till 3. I mean, you come after 10, you can leave before 3, but the times are on till 10 till 3. So that's the socials that I run. And then obviously I run the Bag Makers Retreat as well, which this year's October is full, but I'm trying to get a meeting with the woman who runs the events within the hotel that I use, to sort of see if there's any way of opening up any more spaces, because I have got a couple of people that are wanting to come on that one. I think there's just been a couple of people book on Marches next year. I think that one might be booked out, or there might be one space. And then October next year's is on the website as well. So all the details for the Bag Makers Retreat is on the website, as well as how you book. So you basically just go and book your space, pay a small deposit, and then I'll send you an invoice, and then you can just pay off between then and it's sort of 6 weeks before the retreat that the balance needs paying. So yeah, so basically you have 3 days of uninterrupted sewing, usually lots of chatting, lots of cake, lots of good food. The hotel really does have really nice food, amazing staff. The staff are absolutely fantastic, couldn't be more helpful. It's right on the coast, right where the River Tyne comes into the sea. So it literally, the hotel sits on like the corner where the river is. So you can see over into Tynemouth. There's quite nice walks along that beach. It's right at the very far end of the beach as well, so it's quite quiet. So you don't have sort of like all the hustle and bustle of the beach, the amusements and the pubs and what, although they are within a couple of minutes walking distance. It's right sort of out of the way a little bit, so it is really sort of like nice and peaceful. But again, all the details for the retreat are on my website, all the information. Basically anything that I do or run or sell or can be found by going to the website, which I'll link down below, but it's just memademake's.co.uk. All the details of the socials, the retreats, there's a link to the YouTube channel. I'm just literally getting the blog added onto there. All of the products and everything that I sell, and then obviously my blog is on there as well, which has useful hints and tips on different things as well. So the website now is really a one-stop shop for anything bag making related. So yeah, so that's kind of what's been happening in my world the last, well, work-wise is what's been happening in my world the last few weeks, and my plans going forward. Yeah, let me know what you think of free patterns, which ones you'd like to see. Let me know for ideas for mini tutorials that you think would be really, really helpful. And yeah, anything else. I love hearing from people, so even if you just want to drop me an email and say hi, do it, I'll answer back. But yeah, again, you can go onto the website, the contact me page is there, and I'll put my other links, the Facebook page and Instagram and stuff in the description box down below. There's loads of different ways to contact me. I don't actually know how I keep on top of them all. I don't always. So if you do message me and I don't reply immediately, I will do. It's just trying to keep on top of all the different, avenues of communication. Sometimes can be a little bit overwhelming, as well as doing everything else that I need to do in order to keep the business ticking over and running and paying the bills, basically. So I hope you've enjoyed this little update video. I'm hoping to get the first free pattern tutorial out possibly towards the weekend, beginning of next week. It'll just depend on how long it takes me to finish filming it and editing it. Somebody did mention, actually when we were at the social the other day, about cutting out, that tutorial videos don't include the cutting out process. And I did explain that obviously that would make the videos really long, and the YouTube algorithms sometimes aren't always in our favour, so trying to keep videos sort of to the point, and so people kind of watch. Because if you put a video out and somebody only watches the very beginning and then stops watching, YouTube then won't put that out to other people because they'll see it as not being very interesting. So obviously adding all the pattern cutting and everything out into that video would be make an even longer video. So what I did think is I might put out a video, just a generalised video on how I cut out my patterns, you know, the crossbody, if I'm doing a crossbody strap and the pattern pieces. She was just sort of saying she didn't know what to put on our pattern pieces to keep them in place, and you know, because you can't always pin depending on what material you're using. So yeah, so I just thought I'd probably put out a generic sort of, this is how I cut out my patterns, you know, and it could be followed for any different pattern. So yeah, so that's an idea for a video in the next few weeks, because she said she would definitely find that helpful. So any ideas, I'm all ears. Drop me an email, drop me a message on Facebook. If I'm completely honest with you, I don't check Instagram as often. I'm probably more active on Facebook, both in the Facebook group, which is Makers Society, UK Bag Makers Society, and on my Facebook page. I don't always get notifications on Instagram for some reason. So yeah, but I do sort of periodically check it, so I would see it eventually. But yeah, feel free to get in touch with me. Say hi. Have a listen to the podcast. Tell me what you think. If it's awful, maybe deliver that in a nice way. But you know, do please give me your feedback and ideas that you'd like, maybe like hear on it as well. I am all ears. So until next time, happy sewing, and I'll see you soon. Bye.
Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe to see my next video when it's released. I'll see you next time.